Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with another lesson and video. And the name of this one is going to be, because there's only a couple of main prophecies that are left, right? The Mob Deep and the third woe. All right. So, and the third woe is going to come, right? I mean, it started already, but everybody doesn't know about it because it's being hidden in the headlines. All right. Goes all the way back, as we'll see in this video coming up, right? These people have been fighting each other going all the way back to Daddy Bush, okay? But, I mean, the crescendo is going to build and build until it's obvious and can't be hidden anymore. They have to declare that war, okay? So anyway, um, that's what this is going to, it's going to be called Rumors of the Third Woe Update. Because it's very important. And you're going to get people out there say, oh, well, all you talk about is war and, you know, whatever. It's whatever the spirit brings, all right? Whatever the spirit is on you to do, all right? So here's where we are, Revelation 11 and 14. And these, you know, these scriptures are coming out there. They're coming out, we're in this time, all right? The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And these scriptures are going to continue to come out. All right, that's the spirit. Okay. The third woe cometh quickly. That's what we're looking at. All right. World War III. Okay. Let's get let's just get Matthew. All right. Start at 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? All right, now let's jump down. What sign? The signs, okay? Start here. Matthew 24 and 6, Lucky. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Okay? That's what we're looking for. All right? Because we got these rumors, right? All right, now let's watch this. Let's watch this video. Eric Steckelbeck. All right, The Watchman. This was yesterday. And the headline is Iran, the Carmanians, the Persians, plots USS Cole style. Okay, what is the USS Cole? It's a battleship or a carrier, one of them. Terror attack against U.S. Army base in D.C. Okay, what? They're coming all the way over here? All right, what is this? This is a rumor of war. Iran plots, right? Says who? We got intelligence over there on the ground? All right. Well, they're coming over here to attack, right? An army base in Washington, D.C. Now, with that being said, what do you think is going to come out of this this last mass shooting, right? Here it is. Everybody thought that they were pulling Esau out of King Super, right? Which is a grocery store. King Super. Well, who's the Super King? First of all, the Super King is Yahweh Shai. So is there a message in there? All right. Is the Super King coming back to wreak havoc? Absolutely. But just speculating on that. But back to this. All right, who was this guy? What was this guy's name? Ahmad Ali Lawi. Okay, what are they going to say about that? When they pulled the guy out, leg bleeding, right? I could pull it up, but maybe we'll go on to that on another day. But they pulled this guy, right, out of the grocery store, King Supers, and he's all bleeding by the leg. It just looks like Esau, right? And I was confused because then they say his name, and he had about six uh, uh, Ishmaelite type names, right? And we know that the Persians are not Ishmaelites, right? They're Edomites. But a lot of people in that region, right? You're going to have those kind of names. So what kind of psyop is this going on? Okay. This matches up right with it. Okay. Iran plots terror attack. Look at the language. Iran terror attack. What are they going to say when they finally start talking about an event that happened like 2 and 3 days ago now? All right. What are they going to say about this Mideast terrorist that walked in a grocery store and started shooting up Edomites? Okay. This is called a rumor of war. All right. Because the whole thing looks fishy. All right. There's a video of this this press agent, this reporter, who's trying to get up into the area of the King Super so that he can, film or get some footage of what actually went on there. And they were so stringent, all of the police or whatever, they were so stringent in making sure that nobody had access to any good footage or pictures, right? You could just tell that something different was going on there, right? And these psyops have a MO, a modus operandi, okay, in which they'll conduct a drill, all right? They'll conduct a drill and they'll film it, and then they'll turn that drill into something that they present as being real, okay? So what is that? That's a rumor of war. It's not actually real, it's a psyop, all right? And that's how this whole thing reads. Iran plots. They ain't done nothing. They're just speculating on what they might do, okay? Or they're generating a narrative, okay? They're trying to create a scenario and scare the American public with rumors of war. All right, so let's watch this.
Sitting in his seat today, coming to you as we talk about a major development in the Middle East involving Iran, threatening the United States on
See his hands here? Who is he talking to?
U.S. soil. Now, big day, obviously, in the region, Israeli elections, the fourth election in Israel in the past.
Now they go straight to the least of the flock. All right. If you're attacking, if this rumor of war is about the attack on U.S. soil, as he just stated, why are you showing this guy? Okay. What does this have to do with the small hats?
Alone, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu looking to hang on to power. He is Israel's longest serving prime minister, 15 years overall. Since 2009, 12 years in succession. He also had a stint as prime minister from 1996 to 1999. So,
like a dude,
big day in Israel that will have ramifications throughout the region, and yes, right here in the United States.
That will have ramifications. This is all one big rumor of war. This is propaganda, a psyop.
States, because the issue looming over Israel and over the entire Middle East is Iran. Now, if
You see how this whole thing is set up when they go to the Ayatollah here? Okay. See how, look at the production in this whole rumor.
at least is
This is a video rumor.
Iran. Now, if you're sitting at home, you might say, well, how does that impact me? Iran is thousands of miles away. What do I care? Well, folks, as we tell you here often on the Watchman newscast, what happens in the Middle East does not stay in the Middle East. And today we have a prime example. On March 21st, the Associated Press reported that the National Security Agency, the NSA here in the United States, intercepted communications from Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps, the elite Quds Force wing.
Now, says who? Vegas just makes it. This is called propaganda, which is a rumor of war.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps, and they were reportedly discussing attacking Fort McNair in Washington, D.C., the U.S. Army base, and killing a top U.S. general, General Joseph M. Martin. He is the Vice Chief of Staff for the U.S. Army. Now, the Associated Press interviewed off the record two senior U.S. intelligence officials who shared this information. Iran, their targeting of this base would be in retaliation for, you guessed it, the death of the terror master Qasem Soleimani of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards.
Okay, so the death, they killed this guy, what? Soleimani. Was that a year ago? DJ Trump had him droned. Okay? That's actual war. Letting you know that this thing been going on for a while, all right? But they haven't brought it out into the open. Now, when they mentioned the USS Cole, right? Where's that? They mention it? Okay, it's coming up.
Force obviously taken out by a U.S. drone strike in January 2020. The Iranians apparently are not satisfied with the retaliation that they've been able to deliver thus far. Think about
Salakia. Anyway, so this is an elaborate, piecing together of a propaganda here.
Think about it, about a week after Soleimani was killed last January, folks, Iran fired rockets and missiles at Ain Assad Air Base in western Iraq.
Rockets and missiles, killing each other, blowing up shit. That's called war. All right? This whole thing is a rumor of what is about to happen, but here we see what did happen. Wars and rumors of war.
Where U.S. soldiers were stationed.
And this is a sign, okay? This is a sign that this thing is ramping up, and that's how close we are to the end of this thing, okay? Because we got to see these things come to pass, all right? The Mobb Deep, all right? This thing got to come out in the open. They got to declare a war, right? The Valley of Yehoshaphat, the draft, all of those things, all right? So we're watching.
Now, a few dozen U.S. soldiers suffered concussions in that rocket strike, but apparently it was not enough for the Iranian regime. And the kind of attack they're discussing, or were discussing, at least back in January when these communications were intercepted, was an attack similar to the USS Cole.
Okay, wait. The USS Cole, right? Like a battleship, all right? How long ago?
Now, if you remember, that was October 2000, a speedboat, a suicide speedboat, pulled up alongside a U.S. destroyer in the Gulf of Aden.
That was 21 years ago. They're equating, all right, this incident with what is going on today, all right? That was 21 years ago. How long has this war been going on?
Were intercepted, was an attack similar to the USS Cole attack. Now, if you remember, that was October 2000, a speedboat, a suicide speedboat, pulled up alongside a U.S. destroyer in the Gulf of Aden off the coast of Yemen, detonated, and killed 17 U.S. sailors. So Iran was discussing apparently a similar type of attack at Fort McNair. Remember, I spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C., by the way, so I know that area very well. It's on the waterfront, Fort McNair. Not only are there restaurants and the residential areas right around Fort McNair, there is heavy foot traffic there. And in the Potomac River, you have people in boats on the weekend and out there having a nice time. But the Iranian regime's plan apparently, and we don't know, folks, how concrete these plans were, but their talks at least centered on a USS Cole style attack.
But their talks, we intercepted their talks. And they're already bombing up the King Super. They're already on our soil. All Babylon the Great has to do is go wire up their own buildings, similar to 9/11. All right, blow some shit up and blame it on whoever they want to. The Carmanians. Can you not see what is going on here? That's what this whole thing is about. Because, first of all, the Iranians, they don't even, all they do is protect themselves, going back hundreds of years. Their track record is impeccable. All they do is protect themselves and their people. But we know who goes out, okay, into other people's lands and bombs, okay? Right now they need a reason. And they're concocting it with this slick, high production, right? That's what this is. This is propaganda. This is a big rumor of war.
On the waterfront in Washington, D.C., and in the process, killing a top U.S. general. Now, obviously, this would be a major escalation that you would think any U.S. administration would retaliate, Republican or Democrat, would retaliate for. So, what Iran would do in this case, and we don't know how far along they got in the planning stages, were they just throwing this around and seeing what sticks? Iranian Revolutionary Guards, Quds Force members, as they were discussing this. But you would think, folks, if God forbid they were to carry out such an attack, they would do it through proxy. Never will the Iranian regime directly get its hands dirty. They would use the likes of Hezbollah or some other terror entity, one of their many proxies, to carry out the attack. So they had plausible deniability.
So what are they going to say? Oh, and down on the southern border, on the Mexican border, we caught 5 of them sneaking in. That's the next order of business.
So that the attack could not be traced back to the Iranian regime. Now, you might ask, is there a track record? Is there a precedent here for Iran striking U.S. forces? Yes, there is, unfortunately, a long track record.
No, there's
Let's
not.
go back to 1983. The U.S. Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, some 243 U.S. Marines killed by a Hezbollah
It's in Beirut. Wasn't on U.S. soil.
suicide bomber on the orders of the Iranian regime. Let's fast forward to 1996, the Khobar Towers bombing in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia. Okay? That's their business over there. That has nothing to do with the U.S. Now, who's got their proxies out there? All right? What are you doing over there in their land? Why do you got a U.S. base over there? It's not your land.
19 U.S. service members.
This is what happened in ancient Rome. Ancient Rome spread themselves too far and had bases all over the known world at that time. Too many.
When a truck detonated outside Khobar Towers, where a military barracks where U.S. soldiers were staying in Saudi Arabia, again, Iran ordered that attack. And look no further than...
Said who? Iran ordered that attack. Says who? Okay? Who ordered that the United States go into Iraq, even though they had nothing to do with 9/11? Who could that have been? Okay, this is enough on this, all right? So basically, you know, they're rattling sabers, all right? But who could it be? Who's directing the U.S. to do what they're doing? Okay? Well, let's get it. Jeremiah 49 and 20. All right, and this always comes out, but it's going to continue to come out. Why would they even bring Netanyahu into this, rumor? Because they're showing you, right, in a sublime fashion. Because them Gutterettes are a lot closer to the Carmanians than we are. So what does it have to do with them attacking us? Well, who's directing it? When I say us, I mean U.S. All right. This is Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and the small hats are Edomite, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. And Teman was a major city in Edom. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Let's talk about the small hats right there. All right. Netanyahu and his boys. What are they doing? They're drawing out the Carmanians, right? Setting them up so that they have to fight. Surely he shall make their surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. All right? That's what's going on here. All right? Why? Why? Because it's time. All right? These are the signs of the time of the end. This is Isaiah 14th chapter. Isaiah 14:10. Why is all this going on? Because everybody's got a bomb. Mommy, why does everybody have a bomb? Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right. Is Iran plotting to come over here and bomb on U.S. on U.S. soil through proxy? No. No. Okay. That's a rumor of war so that they could get this thing popping. Being directed by who? Your boy Netanyahu. Okay. But what's going to happen? All right. What's going on here? This is, wow, what happened? Bear with me. Book of Obadiah 1 and 7. Let's start right here at 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy, right? All your allies have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay? Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of Mount of Esau? So really, you're being plotted against as a whole. Even the people you think that are on your side. Okay? That's what's going to happen as a whole. Right? Book of Psalm 41 and 9. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. Okay? You're being set up. The Most High is going to checkmate you. All right? That's what's going on. All right, so I believe the point has been made. Yeah. Let's see. You got any more on this? Okay. Hey, all of your allies are about to come against you in the third well. And then Yahushua and the angels are going to come, and it's a wrap. All right? So I just wanted to touch on, okay, the rumors of war and things such as this whole production, right, which is propaganda, which is a rumor of war, and it's prophesied, right? This is prophecy, and we're supposed to be, right, occupied in prophecy, which is why these subjects come up. We're looking for and hastening the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? We want this thing to happen as quickly as possible. So we got our eye peeled. And this is an update. This is news, okay? Look, this happened yesterday. This is news. So somebody's got to report on it, all right? So we see you, all right? So with that, I hope the elect have been edified. And until then, until the next one, shalom.